أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي ربي يسر ولا تعسر وتمم بالخير آمين يا رب العالمين.
In this lecture, we will continue the study of the use of fi'il mudare majzoom. To remind ourselves, ism exists in three forms: rafa, nasab, and jar. Ism in the first form is called marfu, ism in the second form is called mansoob, and ism in the third form is called majroor. Fi'il mudare also exists in three forms. Fi'il mudare in the first form is called marfu, fi'il mudare in the second form is called mansoob, and fi'il mudare in the third form is called majzoom. We have studied fi'il mudare in the marfu form, and specifically for mansoob and majzoom, we are studying the reasons for which fi'il mudare needs to be mansoob or it needs to be majzoom. Here is our table of fi'il mudare in the marfu form. The table starts with yazhabu, yazhabu, yazhabani, yazhabuna. Tazhabu, tazhabani, yazhabna. Tazhabu, tazhabani, tazhabuna, tazhabina, tazhabani, tazhabna. Azhabu, nazhabu. We studied how to convert this table from marfu form of fi'il mudare to fi'il mudare mansoob. And fi'il mudare mansoob table is as follows. It will start with yazhaba. Yazhabu became yazhaba. Yazhaba, tazhaba, azhaba, nazhaba. Yazhaba, tazhaba, yazhabu, tazhabu, tazhabi, yazhabna, and tazhabna. Then we studied the huruf that make fi'il mudare mansoob. And these huruf were as follows: lan, an, kai, izan. And then we studied hatta and laam kai, which are huruf with a hidden an in it. And because of that an, they will make the fi'il mudare that follows them mansoob. Then we studied fi'il mudare majzoom. In the majzoom form, fi'il mudare table is as follows: yazhab. So yazhabu was marfu, yazhaba is mansoob, and yazhab is majzoom. Yazhab, tazhab, azhab, nazhab, yazhaba, tazhaba, yazhabu, tazhabu, tazhabi, yazhabna, tazhabna. We studied huruf that make fi'il mudare majzoom, and so far we have studied lam, lamma, and in. Please note that if we pay attention to row number 2 and row number 3 of fi'il mudare mansoob and fi'il mudare majzoom tables, row number 2 and row number 3 are identical. The way we can tell the difference between the two rows, whether fi'il mudare is being used as mansoob or as majzoom, will depend on the harf that is used before the particular fi'il mudare. For example, if fi'il mudare yazhaba is preceded by lan, then we will conclude that this is fi'il mudare mansoob. And if fi'il mudare yazhaba is preceded by lam, we will conclude that it is fi'il mudare majzoom. Next, we will revise the reasons for fi'il mudare to be majzoom. And these are the huruf that we have studied that come before fi'il mudare and they make fi'il mudare majzoom. The first one was lam. Lam is only used with fi'il mudare. It comes before fi'il mudare. It makes fi'il mudare majzoom. It creates strong negation in the meaning of fi'il mudare majzoom, and it associates the meaning of fi'il mudare majzoom with the past tense. For example, lam azhab. Azhab is majzoom because of the effect of lam, and lam azhab can be translated as I certainly did not go. There is association with the past tense and there is strong negation because of the effect of lam. After lam, we studied lamma. Lamma can be used both with fi'il mazi or fi'il in the past tense, where it creates the meaning of when. And lamma can also be used with fi'il mudare, where it creates the meaning of not yet. For example, lamma zahabtu. In this case, lamma is being used with fi'il mazi, and lamma zahabtu can be translated as when I went. So when used with fi'il mazi, it creates the meaning of when. And the next example is lamma ashrabish shaya. This is originally lamma ashrab ashaya, but when we read it in continuation, it becomes lamma ashrabish shaya. In this case, lamma is used with fi'il mudare. Lamma is making that fi'il mudare majzum. So ashrab is fi'il mudare majzum, and it is creating the meaning of not yet. A possible translation of lamma ashrabish shaya is I haven't had tea yet. And next we studied in. In creates the meaning of if. It helps with the construction of conditional sentences. For example, in tazhab azhab. If you go, then I will go. In this sentence, in creates the meaning of if. Finally, we will study this particular laam as another harf that comes before fi'il mudare, and it makes fi'il mudare majzoom. Before we go into the details of this particular laam, we should revise the different types of laam that we have studied in this course so far. So in this table, we are going to revise the different types of laam that we have studied. The first laam that we studied was the alphabet. This is from our list of huruf al-hija. Next, we studied laam tarif. Laam tarif is identified as this laam with the sukoon symbol on it. And we used this laam to make an indefinite ism into a definite ism. After that, we studied laam jara as a harf of jar. This laam is used to make an ism that follows it majroor. Please note that when laam jara is used with personal pronouns, it will have zabar on it. So it will be written as laam with this zabar on it, with the exception of first person singular personal pronoun such as liya or li. In this case, this laam will have zair under it. After that, we studied the laam of emphasis, and we studied two scenarios where laam of emphasis was used. Laam of emphasis or laam ta'kid has laam with zabar on it, and the first case was where we used laam of emphasis to create emphasis in jumla ismiya, and then we also used the laam ta'kid or laam of emphasis to create emphasis in fi'il mazi and in fi'il mudare. We next studied laam kai or laam of kai. This laam is written as laam with a zair under it. This laam has a hidden an in it, and because of this an, it will make the fi'il mudare that follows it mansoob, and this laam creates the same meaning as kai, which is so that or in order to. So laam of kai provides us with a reason. Now we will move to the laam that we are studying that is used to make fi'il mudare majzoom. So these are the huruf that we have studied that will make fi'il mudare majzoom, lam, lamma, and in. And now we have this lam, which is lam with a zair under it, which is also used to make fi'il mudare majzoom. So what is the name of this particular lam? This lam is called lam al-amr or lam-e-amr. Amr means command. So we can refer to this lam as the lam of Amr. Please note the following about the lam of Amr. Lam of Amr comes before fi'il mudare and it makes fi'il mudare majzoom. Lam of Amr in combination with fi'il mudare conveys the following meanings. Lam of Amr is used to indirectly command or indirectly order. Lam of Amr is used to suggest or to advise, and Lam of Amr can also be used to request. So this particular Lam is called Lam of Amr or Lam-e-Amr. The literal meaning of Amr is command. Lam of Amr can be used to indirectly command, indirectly order, it can be used to make a suggestion to someone or to advise, and it can also be used to request. Please note the following very important aspect of laam of Amr. Laam of Amr is typically used in the active voice to request, to advise, or to indirectly command the third person or the first person. So once again, laam of Amr is typically used in the active voice to request, to advise, or to indirectly command the third person or the first person. Please note that laam of Kai looks identical to laam of Amr. Both are laam with the zair under it. This is laam of Kai, this is laam of Amr. We make the distinction based on the fact that laam of Kai or laam Kai will make fi'il mudari mansoob and laam of Amr will make fi'il mudari majzum. So based on the nature of fi'il mudari, whether it is mansoob or majzoom, we will be able to tell if the particular laam that is being used before it is laam of Amr or laam of Kai. To recap, this is how laam Amr or laam of Amr is written. Laam of Amr, it comes before fi'il mudari and it makes fi'il mudari majzoom. In combination with fi'il mudari, laam of Amr conveys the following meanings. It is used to indirectly command or to indirectly order. It is used to suggest or to advise, and it is used to request. Please note that laam of Amr is typically used in the active voice to request, to advise, or indirectly command the third person or the first person. Laam Amr is typically not used with the second person. Let us look at the following table. Laam of Amr can be used with yazhabu. Yazhabu is an example of a third person fi'il mudari. Laam of Amr can be used with azhabu. Azhabu is an example of a first person fi'il mudari. Laam of Amr cannot be used with tazhabu. Tazhabu is an example of a second person fi'il mudari. So the important thing to remember about laam of Amr is that it can be used with the third person and it can be used with the first person. Let us look at some more examples. We have laam Amr and we are adding it to yazhabu. Yazhabu is fi'il mudari marfu. Yazhabu can be translated as he goes. Laam Amr plus yazhabu equals li yazhab. The effect of laam Amr on yazhabu is that yazhabu is becoming yazhab. In the case of li yazhab, yazhab is mudari majzoom. So laam Amr is causing the fi'il mudari to become majzoom. Furthermore, li yazhab can be translated as he should go. So in the case of he should go, we are indicating that either we are making an indirect command or making an indirect order, or we are making a suggestion or advising. Yazhabu was he goes, and with the addition of laam Amr, the translation becomes he should go. Li yazhab. Another example is laam Amr plus azhabu. Azhabu is fi'il mudari marfu. Azhabu can be translated as I go. With the addition of laam Amr to azhabu, we get li azhab. And in the case of li azhab, azhab is mudari majzoom. Li azhab can be translated as I should go. So the translation of I go after the addition of laam Amr becomes I should go. In the case of I should go, I, as the first person, am suggesting to myself or advising myself that I should go. Let us do some practice and let us see how we can construct the following sentence in Arabic. I should memorize the Holy Quran. First of all, we will start with identifying the root letters for to memorize. And the root letters are Ha, Fa, and Zwa. The pattern identifier will be seen. And if we recall this table, for the pattern identifier seen, fi'il mazi will be on the pattern of sami'a, and fi'il mudari will be on the pattern of yasma'u. and this is applicable 99.99% of the time. So we come up with the result of hafiza yahfazu. Hafiza is fi'il mazi or fi'il in the past tense. Hafiza can be translated as he memorized. And yahfazu is fi'il mudare or fi'il in the present and future tense. Yahfazu can be translated as he memorizes or he will memorize. Yahfazu is fi'il mudare marfu. Extrapolating from yahfazu, we have ahfazu. Ahfazu is also fi'il mudare. Ahfazu is fi'il mudare marfu. And ahfazu can be translated as I memorize. So we have our first part done, which is ahfazu, meaning I memorize. Our next step will be to say, I memorize the Holy Quran. And we can say ahfazul Qur'ana. Ahfazu is fi'il mudare, and it is the combination of fi'il mudare plus fa'il. Fa'il is I, and then al-Qur'ana is maf'ul. Al-Qur'ana is mansub in status. Our next step will be to add the component of should. I should. And for that, we will need the services of laam of Amr. Laam of Amr plus ahfazu plus al-Qur'ana will become li ahfaz al-Qur'ana. What is happening here is that with the addition of laam Amr, ahfazu is becoming ahfaz. Ahfazu is fi'il mudare marfu. Ahfaz is fi'il mudare majzum. And when we read li ahfaz al-Qur'ana in continuation, we will have li ahfazil Qur'ana. Li ahfazil Qur'ana can be translated as I should memorize the Holy Quran. With the addition of laam amr, we are converting fi'il mudari marfu into fi'il mudari majzoom, and with the addition of laam amr, we are creating the meaning of I should. Next, we will try to make the construction of I should eat and drink with my right hand. First of all, we will try to identify the root letters for to eat and to drink. To eat will have the root letters hamza, kaf, and lam, and the pattern identifier will be noon. And to drink will have the root letters sheen, ra, ba, and the pattern identifier will be seen. Let us refer back to our table. The pattern identifier noon will give us fi'il mazi and fi'il mudare on the pattern of nasara, yansuru, respectively. And the pattern identifier of seen will give us fi'il mazi and fi'il mudare on the pattern of sami'a, yasma'u 99.99% of the time. So we have the following results. In fi'il mazi, we will have akala, and in fi'il mudare, we will have ya'kulu. Ya'kulu is fi'il mudare marfu. And to drink will be on the pattern of shariba, yashrabu. Shariba is fi'il mazi, yashrabu is fi'il mudare. Specifically, it is fi'il mudare marfu. Our next step will be, we can say, I eat and I drink. Akulu wa ashrabu. Akulu is fi'il mudare marfu. Ashrabu is fi'il mudare marfu. Wa creates the meaning of and. Our next step, we will try to translate with the right hand. For with the right hand, we will use ba harf jar. The right hand is called al-yamini. So ba plus al-yamini will be bil-yamini. And now we can put it all together as I should eat and drink with the right hand, lam of amr, plus akulu wa ashrabu plus bil-yamini. Bil-yamini is with the right hand. This is lam of amr. And akulu wa ashrabu can be translated as I eat and I drink. But when we put it all together, the effect of lam of amr will be li akul wa ashrab plus bil yamini. Let us look at the first part. With the addition of lam of amr, akulu is becoming akul, Ashrabu is becoming ashrab. Aakulu is fi'il mudari marfu. Aakul is fi'il mudari majzum. Ashrabu is fi'il mudari marfu. Ashrab is fi'il mudari majzum. Li akul wa ashrab can be translated as I should eat and drink. And bil yamini can be translated as with the right hand. And taken together, we will say li akul wa ashrab bil yamini. I should eat and drink with the right hand. Please note a very important rule about laam of amr. Laam of amr will be written as laam with a sukoon on it if it is preceded by thumma, fa, or waw. Please note that typically laam-e-amr is written like this with laam with the zair under it, but it will be written as laam with sukoon on it if it is preceded by any of these three. Let us look at an example. We have fa plus liyazhab. We are saying liyazhab because of the effect of laam-e-amr. But if we put it all together, we will have falyazhab. So in this case, we are not saying faliyazhab, but we are saying falyazhab. So laam-e-amr is being converted from laam with the zair under it to laam with sukoon on it because of the effect of this fa with the zabar on it. Fa plus liyazhab equals falyazhab. And this is the change that is happening. The laam with the zair under it is being replaced with laam with sukoon on it. Falyazhab can be translated as so he should go. Please note that this rule is only applicable to laam of amr and it is not applicable to the laam of kai. We have the example of yanzuru. Yanzuru is third person fi'il mudari. So this gives us a clue already that yanzuru being third person, we can use laam-e-amr with yanzuru. Next, yanzuru is fi'il mudari marfu. Yanzuru can be translated as he sees or he will see. Yanzuru plus al-insanu. Al-insanu is fa'il because it is marfu. Yanzurul insanu can be translated as man sees or mankind sees or man will see. Next, we can add laam-e-amr or laam of amr to yanzurul insanu and we will get the result of liyanzur al-insanu, which can be written as liyanzuril insanu. With the addition of laam of amr or laam-e-amr, yanzuru, which is fi'il mudari marfu, is becoming yanzur, which is fi'il mudari majzoom. Liyanzuril insanu can be translated as man or mankind should see. So with the addition of laam of amr, we are creating fi'il mudari majzoom and we are creating the meaning of should. Next, we can also add this fa, which creates the meaning of so. Fa plus liyanzuril insanu becomes falyanzuril insanu. So with the addition of the fa, the zair under laam of amr is being replaced by sukoon on the laam of amr. As we studied on the previous slide, that with the addition of thumma, fa, or waw, the zair under laam of amr will be replaced by sukoon symbol. So we will not say falyanzuril insanu, but we will say falyanzuril insanu. And the translation becomes so man should see or so let man see. And we see examples of falyanzuril insanu in the Holy Quran. In Surah number 80, ayah number 24, we see the use of falyanzuril insanu. So man should consider to look at his food, or so let man look at his food. In another place, in Surah number 86, ayah number 5, we see falyanzuril insanu mimma khuliqa. So man should reflect on what he was created from. The laam of amr is creating the meaning of should, and it is followed by fi'il mudari, which is fi'il mudari majzum. It is majzum because of the effect of laam of amr, and laam of amr has sukoon on it rather than zair under it because of the effect of this fa. So let man see from what he is created. Next we have tanzuru. Tanzuru can either be second person fi'il mudari. Tanzuru is fi'il mudari marfu. And as second person, we cannot use laam amr with tanzuru. But tanzuru can also be third person fi'il mudari, referring to cell number 4, if the file is shown. That is, if the file is not hidden. In that case, tanzuru can be translated as she sees or it sees, or she will see or it will see. Tanzuru nafsun. In this case, nafsun is file. It is file because it is marfu, and because the file is being shown, the file is visible, we now know that tanzuru is being used as the third person. Therefore, we can use laam amr with tanzuru. Tanzuru nafsun can be translated as every nafs or every soul sees, or every nafs will see. Next, we can add laam amr to tanzuru nafsun. And we can add laam amr because we are using tanzuru in the third person. If we were using tanzuru in the second person, we would not be able to add laam of amr. Laam amr plus tanzuru nafsun equals litanzur nafsun. Tanzuru is being converted to tanzur. Tanzur is fi'il mudari majzoom, and the addition of laam amr creates the meaning of should. Every nafs should see, or let every nafs see. Furthermore, we can add this wow to litanzur nafsun, and we will get the result of wal tanzur nafsun. The addition of this wow is causing the zair under lam of amr to be replaced by sukoon, and our result is wal tanzur nafsun. And every nafs or every soul should see, and let every nafs see. We see an example of wal tanzur nafsun in the Holy Quran, Surah number 59, ayah number 18. And let every soul consider carefully what it sends ahead for tomorrow. And every soul or every nafs should look to what provision it has sent forth for tomorrow. In this ayah, we clearly see the use of wal tanzur nafsun. Here we have ya'buduna Allah. Ya'buduna is fi'il mudari marfu. Ya'buduna is a combination of fi'il and fa'il. Allah is maf'ul. It is maf'ul because it is mansub. Ya'buduna Allah can be translated as they worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or they will worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We can add laam amr or laam of amr to ya'buduna Allah, and we will get the result of liya'budullah. Ya'buduna is being converted into ya'budu. We are removing the noon at the end of ya'buduna. We are adding an alif at the end. Ya'buduna is marfu. Ya'budu is majzoom. So the addition of laam amr is making the fi'il mudari majzoom, and it is creating the translation of should or let. They should worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or let them worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, we can also add this fa, which creates the meaning of so. Fa plus liya'budullaha equals fal ya'budullaha. So the fa is replacing the zair under laam amr, and it is replacing it with sukoon symbol, and the result is fal ya'budullaha. So they should worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So let them worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We see an example of فَلْيَعْبُدُوا in the Holy Quran in Surah number 106, ayah number 3. فَلْيَعْبُدُوا رَبَّ هَذَا الْبَيْتِ. So let them worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Lord of this house. That is the Kaaba in Makkah. Or, so they must worship the Lord of this house. To summarize, laam of Amr is used with the first person and with the third person. It is used to request, to indirectly command, or to indirectly order, or to advise or make a suggestion. So what do we do with the second person? In the case of second person, we will use fi'l of Amr or fi'l Amr. Once again, laam of Amr or laam Amr can be used with the first person or with the third person. In the case of second person, we will use fi'l of Amr or fi'l Amr. Please note the following. Fi'l of Amr is used to directly command or directly order the second person. Now we are dealing with the second person, so we can directly command and we can directly order. We can also use fi'l of Amr to request the second person. We can use fi'l of Amr to advise the second person or make a suggestion to the second person. And finally, we can use fi'l of Amr to make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The use of fi'l of Amr is applicable to second person fi'l mudari. So for the first person and for the third person, we used laam of Amr or laam Amr, and for second person, we will be using fi'l of Amr. And fi'l of Amr is used with the second person fi'l mudari. Let us use the example of the following root letters: dal, kha, lam, and the pattern identifier is noon, and using nasara, yansuru, we get the result dakhala, yadkhulu. Dakhala is fi'il mazi, which can be translated as he entered, and yadkhulu is the corresponding fi'il mudari marfu. So in the study of fi'il of Amr or fi'il Amr, we are focusing on second person fi'il mudari. So let us review our second person fi'il mudari section of the table. The second person section starts as follows: تدخل تدخلان تدخلون تدخلين تدخلان تدخلن. Please note that these are all examples of fi'il mudari marfu. Now, how do we use fi'il of Amr? We have to follow certain steps. Our first step will be to make the second person fi'il mudari majzum. So these examples are of fi'il mudari marfu, and we will convert them into fi'il mudari majzum. Tadkhulu becomes tadkhul. Tadkhulani becomes tadkhula. Tadkhuluna becomes tadkhulu, and we add an alif at the end. Tadkhulina becomes tadkhuli. Tadkhulani becomes tadkhula, and tadkhulna stays tadkhulna. So we have completed the first step where we took the second person fi'il mudari section of the table and we converted that section of the table into fi'il mudari majzoom. So our first step towards formation of fi'il of Amr is to take the second person fi'il mudari section of the table and convert it into fi'il mudari majzoom. And our results are tadkhul, tadkhula, tadkhulu, tadkhuli, tadkhula, and tadkhulna. The second step will be to remove the sign of fi'il mudari. In this scenario, the sign of fi'il mudari is ta at the beginning of fi'il mudari. So we will remove this ta in each case and we will get the result of dal with sukoon on it and khul. Dal with sukoon on it and khula. Dal with sukoon on it, hulu. Dal with sukoon on it, huli. Dal with sukoon on it, khula. Dal with sukoon on it, khulna. Please note that each cell in this table represents fi'il of Amr or fi'il Amr. But as we have already noticed, the pronunciation of each cell is very challenging. We have the first harf which has a sukoon on it, and that makes the pronunciation of each cell very difficult. We encountered a similar situation at the time of study of ism, where we used the services of hamzatul wasl. We needed the help of hamzatul wasl to assist us with the pronunciation of laam tarif. Laam tarif is laam with a sukoon symbol on it, and we couldn't pronounce this word. We used kitab, which was nakra ism, and we added laam tarif to it to make it into a ma'rifa or definite ism, and we could not pronounce this laam with sukoon on it followed by kitab. So we used the services of hamzatul wasl to make al-kitab. Al-kitab is easily pronounced. So hamzatul wasl will also be used to help with the pronunciation of fail of amr. We used hamzatul wasl previously to help us with the pronunciation of laam tarif. Here we will also use hamzatul wasl to help us with the pronunciation of fail of amr. This is our table of fail of amr, and in order to pronounce each cell, we need the services of hamzatul wasl. Please note that to help with the pronunciation of laam tarif, hamzatul wasl had a zabar on it. So hamzatul wasl was written like this. Hamzatul wasl is also used to help with the pronunciation of fail of amr. But in the case of fail of amr, to help with the pronunciation of fail of amr, hamzatul wasl will either be written as hamza with the pesh on it or hamza with the zair underneath it. Once again, in the case of laam tarif, hamzatul wasl was written like this with hamza with the zabar on it. And in the case of helping us with the pronunciation of fail of amr, hamzatul wasl will either be written like this, hamza with pesh on it, or like this, hamza with zair underneath it. So this table will become this. Udkhul, this will become udkhula, this will become udkhulu, this will become udkhuli, this will become udkhula, and this will become udkhulna. Now one can ask the question, why did we pick this hamzatul wasl with the pesh on it rather than this hamzatul wasl with the zair under it? Why are we saying udkhul and not idkhul? Why are we saying udkhula and not idkhula? We have to note one rule. If the middle harf, the middle letter, has a pesh on it, such as in this case, the middle letter had pesh on it, then hamzatul wasl will be written as follows. It will be written like this, hamza with the pesh on it. Otherwise, it will be written as hamza with zair underneath it. Once again, in order to help us decide whether we will pick this hamzatul wasl or this hamzatul wasl, we will look at the middle letter of fail of amr. If the middle letter, that is kha in this case, if this middle letter has a pesh on it, then we will pick hamzatul wasl with the pesh on it, and our final result will be udkhul. If the middle letter of fail of amr does not have pesh on it, then we will use hamzatul wasl, in which hamzatul wasl has zair underneath it. So with the addition of hamzatul wasl, our table of fail of amr will be as follows. Udkhul, udkhula, udkhulu, udkhuli, udkhula, udkhulna. Please recall that fail of amr is used to directly address the second person, and fail of amr can be used to directly order, directly command, directly advise or request, or make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Keeping that in mind, we can translate the table as follows. Udkhul can be translated as enter. We are referring directly to the second person and ordering them to enter. Udkhula, you two enter, referring to the masculine gender. Udkhulu, all of you enter, referring to the masculine gender. Udkhuli, you enter, referring to the feminine gender. Udkhula, you two feminine enter. Udkhulna, all of you feminine enter. We see the use of udkhulu in the Holy Quran. Surah number 2, ayah number 208. O believers, enter into Islam wholeheartedly. And we see the use of amanud khulu. Amanud khulu is a combination of amanu plus udkhulu. Please recall that when hamzatul wasl is preceded by a word and it is read in continuation, then the harkat on hamzatul wasl is eliminated. Just like we did in the example of zalika plus al-kitabu, we said zalikal kitabu. We removed the zabar harkat from hamzatul wasl in the case of zalikal kitabu. Similarly, in the case of amanu plus udkhulu, we will remove the harkat or the pesh on hamzatul wasl in the case of udkhulu, and we will get the result amanudkhulu. Another example will highlight the use of udkhuli. Udkhuli can be translated as you enter, referring to the feminine gender. We see an example in Surah number 89, ayahs 27 to 30. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say to the righteous, O tranquil soul, return to your Lord well pleased and pleasing to him. So enter among my special servants and enter my paradise. Please pay attention to fadkhuli and wadkhuli. Fadkhuli equals fa plus udkhuli, and wadkhuli equals this waw with a zabar on it plus udkhuli. And because we are reading both examples in continuation, the harkat on hamzatul wasl will be removed. So enter. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is ordering the nafs or the soul to enter. And we know that nafs is feminine in gender, so we will use the fi'il mudari that is singular and feminine.
سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك